Good evening, everyone, and welcome inside Memorial Stadium here at Wickliffe High School for your CVC TV Game of the Week here in the Division 6 Region 21 Regional Quarterfinal action versus with the host Wickliffe Blue Devils hosting the LaBrae Vikings here this evening. Of course, we are presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery, and we want to thank them, of course, for bringing this to you here tonight. I'm your play-by-play man here tonight, Kevin Arnold. Alongside me, my broadcast brother, Nick Paulus. And Paulus, this game is one that I know both schools have been looking forward to. They have faced each other a couple times in the playoffs already. They've moved divisions together from Division 5 to Division 6. You got Wickliffe, who is going to run the ball, and run the ball some more. LaBrae, a little bit more balanced on offense. What is a big key here tonight for both teams?
The biggest key so far, it is going to be Wickliffe's running game. Wickliffe's running game, the last time that we saw it, was basically unstoppable. They put, I believe, over 40 points the last time that we saw them here on CVC TV. And, I mean, if you can't stop that running game, then they are going to go, just Rumpshire all over this field there for them. They are a great rushing attack. The only way that the Vikings have a chance in this game, in my opinion, is by stopping that great Wickliffe running game.
So as we look at it here, Wickliffe does come in 7-0. Of course, playing only 7 games. They did have the bye in the first round of these unique playoffs this season. As the PA announcer announces the starters for Wickliffe, they are down in the end zone, off to our right up here in the stands, and they are getting ready to run out as a team through their banner that the cheerleaders have set up for them down here to our left. And they won last week over let me just get Smithville Smithies.
Smithville Smithies.
Yes, they beat them 41-0. They had Wickliffe had 392 yards of total offense, 338 of which was on the ground, and they held Smithville to a total of 103 yards and forced 3 turnovers. You look on the other side for LaBrae, they come in at 6-2. They actually played in the opening round there, so they have played 8 games this season. They have 2 losses, one to the team that they actually beat last week in Brookfield. They beat them 55-54, lost to them earlier on in the season 35-7. It was week 2 and week 3 that they suffered their 2 losses. Since then, they have not lost a game either, and that was a barn burner, 55-54. What a shootout to watch for them. And and the history between these two teams, I'm kind of mentioned at the top there, Paulus. These two teams have faced each other in a regional quarterfinal matchup in either Division 5 or Division 6 3 out of the last 6 years, 2016, 2018, and 2020. This is the first time this matchup will happen in Wickliffe. The last 2 times were at LaBrae. LaBrae got the win in 2016, 29-26, and in 2018, 21-0. So as the LaBrae Vikings run out to their sideline across the field from us, I know you mentioned it, Paulus, that Wickliffe's run game, we saw them on CVC TV before this season. We have not seen LaBrae, but like I said, they are balanced. They can throw, they can pass. The one wrinkle that I did see looking through their stats, they do give up quite a bit on the rushing side of things. They give up almost 1,800 yards. They've given up almost 1,800 yards on the ground as a defense, only 692 through the air. But they can run it, they can throw it, and it's this junior class. We talk about the seniors for Wickliffe. It is a junior class that's going to be around for another season at LaBrae. What is in this kind of moment? You've played already, maybe 1 or 2 playoff games. You feel that energy a little bit sooner in the week, a little bit sooner on game day.
Sure.
What is one thing that each coach is telling their team to just keep them in it and go out there and just play football here tonight?
Honestly, it's the same message for both teams. I mean, they are really looking forward to getting this matchup started. You've already said that they've already faced each other in the playoffs before. Whether it's divisional matchups, championships, it doesn't matter. Both these teams are definitely excited for this. They can't wait to, just to strike fear into the opponent's eyes to get this game started off. This kickoff's going to be coming up here, very soon, and I can't wait. This is going to be an all all-time classic. I truly believe that.
All-time classic, and Wickliffe is getting their special teams unit set here. Isaiah Bolin has the ball teed up here at the 40-yard line, and back deep for LaBrae. It looks like number 1, Trayvon Drake, one of their flashy juniors that they have here, and number 27, Sean Miller, another junior, back deep to return this kick. So just about ready to kick this off. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in on ChagrinValleyConference.com or the Chagrin Valley Conference YouTube page. And we are underway on this CVC TV Game of the Week. Bolin with a little pooch kick to an up man for LaBrae and able to get still a decent return. Collected that as his 30 up to the 40-yard line. Picking that up was Devin Carter. And that's someone that we're going to talk about all night long. He comes in tonight, and he is the running back to look for here tonight on the LaBrae side. He has 102 carries, 683 yards, and he averages almost 7 yards a carry and 85 yards a game, but he also has 10 touchdowns rushing. So someone you want to kick away from as well because he has that speed to elude you on a kickoff. So in at quarterback, Aiden Stevens, he will hand off to Carter here around the right side, trying to get to the sideline, and a good opening play defensively for Wickliffe as they're able to string that out, get the edge set, and prevent no gain on the play. So that ball remains at the 40-yard line. Actually, they actually spotted the kickoff at the 41, so that's a loss of 1. So 2nd and 11 just underway here at Memorial Stadium in Wickliffe, Ohio. And again, Kevin Arnold alongside me, Nick Paulus here tonight. And they're going to stay in this shotgun formation a lot of the night. 2 wide receivers on either side of the line. Aiden Stevens will get it over to Drake, who's coming on a jet sweep around the left edge and able to get some positive yards on that play up to about the 48-yard line. So gain of 8, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 3 here early in this football game.
Yeah, that's a great little sweep just coming across the left side of the offensive line there for them. Drake had a nice little, shake and bake sort of move to try and get a couple of extra yards, but Wickliffe's defense is very tough, and they played that just right.
So back that ball up in the orange beanbag where the referee will tell the center to spot the ball at the 47. So 3rd and 4, 10:36 left here in the opening quarter. No score yet. First possession for LaBrae, and Stevens calls his own number. He's going to be close. He's right at midfield. Needed to get across to the 49-yard line, and looks like he's spotted just short, and will bring up a 4th and short. So an early decision, crucial decision for head coach John Armini for LaBrae.
I don't think there's any decision. You're definitely going to go for it here. You're at midfield right there. Your offense is, just picked up the 9 yards. You think that if you are the offensive head coach, you can definitely get this.
So 4th and 1. LaBrae will leave their offense out. Stevens in that shotgun formation. He will have Carter on his right hip, and he's just going to run it himself, and he will get that first down across midfield, across the 45 to the 44 of Wickliffe. A gain of 6 on the play. That is plenty for a first down, and the chains move. First down of this game here tonight.
Yeah, absolutely, and that was a great run just straight up through the middle. 4th and 1, you know that you're going to be able to get it because you've been pushing. The offensive line has been doing a great job, the first couple of plays. You just need that one break, and he found the seam.
So first down play will come from the 44 of Wickliffe. Stevens sends a man in motion across the formation. He will hand it off to Carter and get a couple yards down to the 42-yard line. Gain of 2 on the play. 2nd and 8. And Paulus, we see kind of the early slippage. This is natural grass here at Wickliffe, and a lot of rain has happened this past week. What kind of impact do you think that can have on this kind of football game?
That's going to get muddy. It's going to get sloppy. And for these teams, at least for Wickliffe, we know for a fact that they are going to love playing in that condition because it's going to make it that much harder for them to get tackled.
So Drake will come on a end around here, and he gets the toss sweep. Coming across right edge, trying to get inside the 40-yard line, trying to get down to the 35. Gets down to the 37. Gain of 4 on that. They had it marked at a 2nd and 7. So, again, another 3rd and short. So kind of staying in front of the chains here is what LaBrae is trying to do with this run game early.
Yeah, right now the Vikings offense looks like it's just that methodical sort of pace. They're almost like lulling you to sleep. They're not ripping off huge runs or anything like that, 3-4 yards every time, but that's how you win in the playoffs. It's by getting those mash sort of yards straight up through the offensive line, or if you can bounce it outside, that would even be better.
So Stevens takes this third down snap, will hand it off to Carter, who gets stuffed at the line of scrimmage, but able to kind of push his way for close to another first down. Looks like he's going to be just short. And again, 4th and 1 once again. Most likely we're going to see the same kind of call from Coach Armini.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a long 1 yard right there. So, you might want to try and switch it up a little bit because you figure that Wickliffe is just going to put all of their hog mollies right up front there for him to try and get some sort of pressure up front. Look for them to bounce to the outside.
So 4th and 1 for LaBrae at the Wickliffe 35-yard line. 8 minutes to go, opening quarter, no score. And Stevens calls his own number, almost able to break through, and a good tackle on the back end at that second level by, looks like number 12, Duke Stanzak out there, able to kind of save a touchdown because they had that well blocked off that right side of their offensive line.
Yeah, they absolutely did. I mean, you once again just bounced it right to the right tackle there for him, and they were able to get roughly around 10 yards on that play. So that was a great 4th down call by the coach.
1st down and 10. LaBrae set at the Wickliffe 24-yard line, and it's just been very methodical this whole drive for LaBrae, just trying to chew clock, and now they will look to go to the air. They'll throw this one out to Carter in the flat and able to make a man miss, and up inside, down inside the 20-yard line to the 17. And good gain there on 1st down, changing things up there as they're getting close to that red zone, and now inside that red zone, looking to go through the air.
Yeah, they had a couple of nice little jump cuts right there. Able to gain those extra yards. That'll go a long ways, later on in the game there for them. But if you are Wickliffe, you need to step it up right here. You can't afford to let them just walk all over you to start off the game. That gives them a huge advantage.
So Drake will come around left edge on this 2nd and 3 play, and good tackle there, but looks like he may have enough here for the 1st down. Let's see where they mark this one at. Yep, the referees will tell the chains to move as he gets down inside that 15-yard line, bounced out of bounds at the 12-yard line, and LaBrae is just taking it inch by inch, few yards at a time here to just chew up this clock and chew up this ground.
Yeah, they absolutely are. I mean, the rushing attack right now looks very crisp, looks very good. Wickliffe needs to just, take better angles. That's what's killing them right now.
And there's going to be a double handoff here. Drake going to come around right side trying to get the Wickliffe defense off kilter, able to spin, dive for the end zone, and looking to see if they mark him out just shy of the goal line. And no sign of touchdown just yet, but a couple jump cuts up that far sideline and a spin move trying to reach the ball across. Looks like they will mark him a couple yards shy, but it will be a 1st and goal.
Yeah, 1st and goal, and they're roughly around you'd say about the 2-yard line, roughly right around there. So I mean, if you are the Vikings, just try and pound it, straight up the middle, for the first couple of times. Yeah, it's 1st and 2 on the goal, basically.
So Stevens in that shotgun, he's going to call his own number, run it up, trying to get in, but a good stand there on 1st and goal by that Wickliffe front. And Stevens comes in with 85 carries and 652 yards. Looks like Mikey Moon in on that tackle for Wickliffe, kind of getting into those gaps, not allowing Stevens to break through into the end zone.
Wickliffe knows low man wins, especially on the defensive line, and that was a great stand by them. They need to do it again because they are still 1 yard out from the end zone. Do it again, Wickliffe.
So 5:35 left, 1st quarter. Stevens will call his own number again, gets stuffed at the line, trying to get that second effort. May have lost the yard. It gets right back to the line of scrimmage, and that'll bring up a 3rd and goal. So far, Wickliffe doing what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
Low man wins.
And low man wins, and that was a fantastic blitz right up through the A gap there for them. I mean, he came through untouched and was able to wrap him up in the backfield. I know it doesn't say that he lost a yard, but to me, it looks like he lost a yard on that play.
So that ball is spotted Looks like they do have it at about the 2-yard line, so right back to kind of where they started this this goal-to-go situation. Stevens going to call his own number again, push the pile, and awaiting the signal to see, and they do signal touchdown on the far side. The far side judge signals touchdown. Stevens, third time is a charm on that drive, and he pushes the pile in from 1 yard out, and LaBrae gets the scoring started. They lead 6-0 with 4:47 left in this first quarter.
And they chewed up a lot of clock on that. I mean, half the quarter's already gone there for LaBrae. So that was a great offensive drive for the Vikings. Now, if you're Wickliffe, you just shake that off. Your game, your offensive game, your bread and butter is your running attack. And apparently, if LaBrae gives up, 1,800 rushing yards, you are looking pretty good. You might be able to rip off a couple of real quick carries and then get a stop, just like a 3 and out for Wickliffe. That would be beneficial for them, and they might be able to add on some extra points, for the next drive following that. But you have to focus in on this drive. You have to score this drive. It's just a must to get that emotion back on your side.
So Jacob McCartney, the senior kicker for LaBrae, kicks that extra point through. So 7-0 is the score. LaBrae able to chew off almost 8 minutes of this opening quarter clock. And, we talked last time that Wickliffe was on CVC TV when they were facing Independence. They like to try to score quick 3 to 5 play drives. Well, LaBrae tried to come out there and just run clock and keep that offense off the field as much as possible. But they do score on their opening drive. Wickliffe offense yet to come on the field, but they get an opportunity now after McCartney will kick this one away.
It's a great offensive mindset to have if you are the Vikings, because once again, this Wickliffe team's rushing attack is deadly. So you want to try and limit the amount of time of possession that Wickliffe has in order to get any sort of scores.
So McCartney into the ball, back deep. Chase Fortcamp, Isaiah Bolin, and Mason Balla. Fortcamp will get this one in his own 10. Try to cut up the left side of the field, breaking a tackle and dragging defenders with him, and he's free across midfield, over the 40, 35, close to the 30-yard line, and that is exactly how Wickliffe can hit you right back. Chase Fortcamp has been the leader as their running back all season long, and he can hit you on kickoff returns too, and a great kickoff return, great field position for Wickliffe. They will be spotted at the Viking 34-yard line before their offense even takes one snap.
Yeah, what an unbelievable kickoff return there for him, breaking tackles left and right, just getting all the way down to the 34-yard line. Now they have a short field. So, I mean, once again, Wickliffe scores extremely quick with this rushing attack. They're great up front, and their running backs are extremely quick. So look for a couple of plays to be right back in that end zone and tie up this ball game.
So Mason Balla, the senior quarterback for Wickliffe, gets his final instructions from Coach Mars Porcello here on the near sideline, and he will hand this one off out of this wing tee to Chase Fortcamp, and a few yards up the middle there. Looks like a gain of 5 down to the 29, so that little by little they're going to try to do the same thing. You're going to see these counter punches all night long, just trying to break these big runs or big plays on either side.
Yeah, absolutely. Once again, this Wickliffe rushing attack, I mean, we've seen it before. They are deadly. They straight up are deadly. They are great up front, and their running backs, as well as their quarterback, can fly. I mean, we've seen it before. Let's see if they can do it again.
So Balla in that shotgun, he will hand off to Fortcamp, but a much better job by that LaBrae front. All of them coming through there almost. They were stacking the box, and there was just nowhere to go. Even lost a couple yards back to the, looks like the 31. So bring up a 3rd and 7 now for Wickliffe. 3:35 left. We came into the night. Chase Fortcamp came in with 89 carries, over almost 1,300 yards, averaging 14 yards a carry, and has 23 touchdowns on the year. And Balla will get to his stats here in a moment after this third down play, as they're going to run that one, and Balla's going to take that one and gets up the middle, and looks like he's going to have enough for the first down to the 20-yard line. And it's just like that. It's that wing tee offense, almost a triple option of what they can hit you with, and it just comes from every which direction. It's an old-school offense, but it still works.
It absolutely does. I mean, you don't see that offense, anywhere else other than Wickliffe.
So trying to get them to jump off sides. They came across. It looks like they came across there into the neutral zone, but
very close.
Referees allowed them to get back. No movement there from the Wickliffe offensive line. And Bala has this one again, trying to get around the right side. He'll get down inside the 15, right down at the 15, and it'll be a 2nd down and 5. Referees calling for a stoppage here. May have been equipment malfunction or something that's because the quarterback Bala came across here, and they're going to have to go on this 2nd down play without him. Not sure if you saw what they were necessarily calling there. His helmet was still on. Usually it's when a kid's helmet comes off, it's that equipment malfunction that they send you to the sideline for. But referee came in quickly when they saw Bala go to the ground.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there might have been like an earpiece loose or something like that. Easy fix for the helmets, though.
So Isaiah Bolin will take this snap at quarterback and make a couple men miss after a botched snap. Gain of a yard there. Lucky to kind of get a positive yard out of that play as that snap just kind of skirted across the ground to Bolin, who was kind of like ready to run before that snap even happened.
Yeah, no, he was definitely looking at the hole, that was awaiting for him. Unfortunately, you got to get the ball before you make any sort of running moves there for them. Right now, Wickliffe just needs to get that momentum on their side right now. Only about 1:40 left in this very quick quarter, so look for Wickliffe to try and get it off to the side.
So a 3rd down and 4 play in the hands of Chase Forkamp, trying to get around the right side of that line. He just lowers his shoulder, kind of lowering the hit for the defender inside the 10, and that'll set up a 1st and goal Wickliffe at the 9-yard line of the Vikings, 128. And you saw how quickly they got down here with the kickoff return and how quickly they continued to operate and get those plays called so quickly from the sideline.
Yeah, absolutely. They don't have too many different plays, but the plays that they run, it's because their offensive line as well as their running back. This is a senior-led group, like you said earlier. They just know exactly how to run these plays efficiently, and they're doing a great job.
So they'll get this one to Forkamp, looking to just trying to drive it up the middle, and only a gain of a couple down to the 7, so it'll bring up a 2nd and goal. 50 seconds left in the opening quarter. LaBrae leads 7-0. But Wickliffe on the drive, trying to answer back and get this game tied up here. But that defensive front, they are really stacking the box. And with it so condensed down there in the end zone, towards the end zone, Paulus, they definitely got all their defenders up now.
Yeah, they're pressing everybody right now.
Bala will take this carry and not able to make a man miss and gets right down at the 5-yard line. So they're only getting 2 yards at a time. And they may look to take this one into the 2nd quarter as the clock will tick down here, and they are just going to walk to the sideline and walk down to the other end zone.
Smart move.
So we hit the 1st quarter break with LaBrae on top in this Division VI Region 21 regional quarterfinal. 7-0 on the road at Wickliffe. Wickliffe on the drive coming out of this quarter break. They will have a 3rd and goal from the Vikings 6. We want to thank our presenting sponsor of CVC TV, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Their doctors Keith Schneider, Don Lewis, who is also the CVC commissioner, Jill Weber, and Jacqueline Tomsick specialize in dental surgery, implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, as well as trauma reconstruction. For all your oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.ohsurgery.com. That is www.ohsurgery.com. We want to thank them so much for their support of the Chagrin Valley Conference, CVC TV, and all of these student athletes being able to have a season here in the fall of 2020 with everything that has gone on this year. It is so great to have Friday night, Saturday night lights and high school football, high school sports across Northeast Ohio and across the country going on this year. So Wickliffe will have this 3rd down and goal scenario here. Any change here that you think that Mars Porcello, the head coach, is going to come up with, or are we just going to see the same kind of element? Just stick to what they do.
I think that, it would be smart to stick with what you do, but I would love to see them try and switch up just a little bit. Right now, they're just trying to mash it right up through the middle, and what we've been seeing from this Vikings defense, they are trying to be as stout as possible up the middle. look for a little bit more jet sweep, motion sort of plays to come from this offense, because I think that you can catch them, at the corner and be able to get, and be able to turn the corner and get to the end zone relatively quickly. And that's not what you'd like to see.
And a timeout as soon as they start this second quarter, so they didn't even get a play off. The clock doesn't even have a chance to start, and you have all that time to get a play called. He may have told his team, let's see what they come out in on this third down play, and we have the timeout so we can use them because we're already into the second quarter.
Yeah, you already know that you are so close to the end zone that you can already smell it. So you are right there. This is a 2-down situation. You're already down by 7 points, which isn't, it's nothing, at this moment in time. So all you got to do is just come up with your best 2 plays, in the offensive book, run those. I'm sure if you're able to run those to perfection, you're going to get this touchdown.
So in this timeout, do want to also thank our other sponsor here this year, Vape Educate. They are an online course to be completed by middle and high school students. However, it most certainly can be beneficial to anyone interested in learning more about e-cigarettes, vaping, and juuling. Schools are using the Vape Educate program for teachers, parents, and other community members. Visit vapeeducate.com to learn more about everything that they offer as part of their educational program. Again, that is vapeeducate.com. So out of the timeout come the Blue Devils of Wickliffe. 3rd and goal at the Vikings 6-yard line. LaBrae has stood the test inside the 10-yard line to this time. Bala will roll out here to his left, looking to throw up over the top and in and out of the hands of Isaiah Bolin. And a good throw into his hands, but a great defense on the back end. Looked like being able to break that one up in the left corner of the end zone was one of their cornerbacks, Ashton Dunbar, able to play some good defense there. So Porcello does change it up, but just not able to convert.
No, he definitely did change it up. I like the play call. I really do. I think Bolin should have had that catch. It hits your hands. You got to make that catch, especially in the end zone, in the playoffs, whenever it matters the most. So you got to make that catch. It was a great throw, nice, easy, simple throw, but just a better defensive play.
So a big decision here. They're going to go for it. Ballard's going to look to throw again, and too high over 2 intended targets. Looked like he had 2 wide receivers in the area, Duke Stanzak and Bolin, but not able to convert. And the early defensive stand by LaBrae keeps this game 7-0, 11:46 left in the half, and they get the turnover on downs deep in their own territory.
It was a great defensive stand by LaBrae. For the Vikings, I mean, that's exactly what you're hoping for. I mean, now you have all the momentum going into this. I mean, you already took down more than half the quarter, previously there for you. So, just let's see what you can do with this offensive possession and be able to run it. And if you're Wickliffe, you got to blitz and bring everyone.
They're going to try to go up over the top. They got a man open and overshooting his target. Aiden Stevens overshooting Trayvon Drake, just running a little seam route right up the middle. And he was open and had green grass in front of him, but just out of his reach. And it'll go back to a 2nd and 10 at their own 6-yard line.
That could have been devastating for Wickliffe right there. Wickliffe is breathing a sigh of relief right there. However, if you're the Vikings, you love what you're seeing right now. I mean, at this moment in time, the Vikings are looking at Wickliffe and saying, whatever you can do, we can do better. And that's what they're trying to pull.
So 2nd down and 10 coming up for the Vikings, and just a couple yards, maybe 1 on that carry out to the 7-yard line. Not much there at all. Wickliffe kind of going into almost a goal lines type stand down here on their own offensive goal line just to get this ball back in great field position.
Absolutely, and that was a great little stand by Wickliffe's defense right there. Once again, low man wins, and you see that from a lot of these defensive linemen. They're just getting underneath the pads of the offensive linemen, and they're just rotating them however they want to, basically.
So rolling out here to the left, he's got a man open and complete. Just a little stick route there, kind of just a corner playing a little off coverage, stick route. And Ashton Dunbar able to convert and get a 1st down and give them some more breathing room on 3rd down and 9 They get a first down.
Yeah, I don't like that. You know that it's 3rd and 10. At worst case scenario, they're going to try and run it up the middle there for you. You got to play bump and run coverage on that. I mean, that's the only way that you're going to be able to prevent a first down through the passing game.
So Stevens has the LaBrae offense running smoothly here in the opening half of this game. Flag comes in late as looks like Devin Carter getting that carry around the left edge, but a hold on LaBrae will bring this one back and put it at a 1st and 20 at the, looks like they'll move that back to the 10-yard line. 10:30 to go. LaBrae on top 7-0, but kind of going backwards on this drive.
Yeah, and I mean, once again, the momentum's been with the Vikings, pretty much the entire game there for them. At this moment in time, though, those are the dumb little penalties. We talk about it every single week. You can't have that. At this point in time, you're driving. You got out of your own end zone with a really nice pass play. You just had a great little simple run off of the left side. There was no need for that hold, and now you're backed up, and Wickliffe can start bringing pressure.
So Stevens back to pass, trying to get a little screen pass here, and out to the 15-yard or 14-yard line, gain of 4. So we'll bring up a 2nd and 16, but the back judge coming in, officials timeout here on the field. And that was complete to Trayvon Drake, able to get that complete. And again, you got a senior-laden group on one side and a junior-laden group on the other side. I mean, this Wickliffe senior group has been together their entire lives. They've basically been running the same system their entire lives, so it makes
shows.
the transition seamless. But this junior class for LaBrae trying to kind of equal, if not best, this senior group from Wickliffe here tonight. So another stick route coming out here to the 25-yard line, and they're just running it out here to Ashton Dunbar. They're rolling Stevens out, and that little route is there. There's just no press coverage right now from Wickliffe at all.
And the reason for that is because they saw the seam route beforehand, and now I believe Wickliffe's a little afraid that the Vikings might be able to run right past them. That's the only reason why I can imagine that they're not pressing, is because they're afraid of the speed that the Vikings might show. But at this point in time, you're already down. There's 9 minutes left in the game, 9 minutes left in the half. If I'm Wickliffe, I'm bringing some pressure. I'm putting the pressure on the quarterback.
3rd and 7 for LaBrae. Stevens will get this snap. He'll roll out to his left and gets it complete to Drake, and he's able to just run up that left sideline, get away from his defender, and he will get a first down across the 35 out to the 39, their own 39, and another first down. Wickliffe so far not able to get off the field on 3rd down.
Yeah, on the 3rd and 7 play, you should be able to throw a zone sort of defense out there and just cover the flats, because at that point in time, their quarterback's not going to throw for 400 yards on you. They're looking for the nice, short, easy dump off sort of passes, and that's all you have to do is just play a little bit of a zone defense out there.
And Stevens kind of tripping in that backfield, able to get away from defenders in his own backfield there, and he's able to get a positive play out to the 46-yard line, and what looked like could be a loss on the play, but a flag did looks like that is just the orange beanbag to spot the football there.
Confuses me all the time.
Yes. Just the way that these lights hit that beanbag sometimes as we get to the hours under the lights, and of course that happens sooner and sooner each and every night here in the fall in Northeast Ohio. But LaBrae able to get 7 yards on that. Could be a loss on the play, and they're set up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and right now they're going real heavy to the right side of their line. Look for them to just try and go right up the middle.
So Carter will able to get up the right side there, and good blocking, and then a couple great jump cuts there just to avoid a couple defenders, couple missed tackles there from Wickliffe, and Carter has them inside Wickliffe territory again, and that clock just continues to tick, tick, tick. 8 minutes left here in quarter number 2. LaBrae already up 7-0. They get a big defensive stand on a 4th and goal play. And now they're driving again inside Wickliffe territory at the Wickliffe 44-yard line, 1st and 10. And double reverse pass here back to Stevens, trying to go up over the top. And he's got a man, Ashton Dunbar, who he has been connecting with this whole game. And he is inside the 5-yard line. What a dime drop there by Stevens.
What an unbelievable throw. I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better throw, a pitch and catch there for the Vikings. Wickliffe's defense, they need to step it up right now. But I'm telling you right now, they are tired. They've spent a lot of time out on the field right now. They're just trying to catch their breath. And that's the worst part about being on the field that long. You're given everything that you have, and just unfortunately, they're getting the better of you.
So 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. Fumble on the play. Ball's loose, and Wickliffe has the football. That is the key play that they have been looking for. A fumbled snap from Stevens to Carter, and Wickliffe jumps on top at the 5-yard line. They are deep in their own territory, but they will take it after they have played so many of these opening minutes on the field on defense.
The momentum has just shifted. That was a fantastic fumble recovery there for Wickliffe. I mean, you are hyped up right now if you are on that offensive. If you're on that offensive side for Wickliffe. Now, all you want to do right now is you want to take this one 95 yards for a touchdown.
So 1st down and 10 at their own 5. Ballard comes out at quarterback in that wing tee, and he's going to take it himself, able to get around one defender, avoid a couple others up that left side, and see where they spot him out of bounds at. Looks like he was able to get out across the 10-yard line, out to the 14-yard line. It does look like or right at the 15, so just enough, 10 yards up that left side, and a 1st down and 10, and bigger key there, Paul, is more breathing room from your own end zone.
Absolutely. I mean, the worst thing that you could have happened there would have been a safety, but Bala did what he normally does, gets up for the play.
Another high snap there, but Bala able to control that and only able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So that play kind of stemmed from that high snap, and some of these have been kind of going high, a little bit low from both sides here tonight. You wonder, especially in the middle of the field where the cleats, the trenches, are going to be digging it up.
The
ball's all night.
The ball's getting a little slippery out there. I mean, they are going up against. I mean, this is an all grass field, like we said previously. It's going to get sloppy. It's going to get muddy out here.
Battle will take this snap and give it off to his running back, Fortcamp, and again, another good stand there, only able to gain 1 on 2nd and 10, so this is going to be a 3rd and long for Wickliffe. And that defensive front from LaBrae, that defensive line is really controlling the line of scrimmage right now.
If that was truly a quarterback option, not just a handoff, that he made the wrong call, because all he had to do was pull it because the defensive end had already crashed in on it. I think Ballard could have maybe not have gotten the 1st down, but definitely would have gotten at least 4 or 5 yards out of that one instead of the one that they just turned up.
So they got the kind of the wishbone offense back there with Bolin and Fortcamp kind of switching sides on either hip of Bala. And they're going to call another timeout. And Coach Porcello is not happy with what he saw, what they called versus how they had set up out there. And so Wickliffe will be faced with a 3rd and 9 coming out of this timeout. 5:45 left. LaBrae still leads 7-0 here in this opening half. I want to also remind you guys again about our presenting sponsor of CVC TV. That is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Their practice will diagnose and treat your facial pain and injuries. They will also offer a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. Again, that website is www.ohsurgery.com. That's ohsurgery.com. And if you're interested in sponsoring the great work being done with CVC TV to bring all these live streams of these student athletes putting in the hard work, doing what is necessary to have a season, then reach out to the Chagrin Valley Conference and their information director, Steve Hare, or the commissioner, Don Lewis, at chagrinvalleyconference.com, chagrinvalleyconference.com. So out of the timeout come the Blue Devils. Bala will be in the shotgun all alone. kind of a little draw play there, delayed handoff to Fort Camp, and that is going nowhere. Did not fool LaBrae at all. Saw that on tape throughout the week, and scout team did a great job because that defense was ready for it.
Defense was absolutely ready for that. I just don't like the play calls that are, happening on third down. You are, as of right now, I know you're only down 7, so you are definitely not out of this. But these play calls, you need to do a better job, especially being that deep, there for you. I mean, you're on your, 16-yard line right there. You need to try and get as many yards as possible. With only 5 minutes left in this half and giving it up to the Vikings, this is interesting.
And Bolin was kind of just holding on to that, kind of looking to see if, they were going to come after him, or maybe there was sort of something he was looking for in terms of a fake. He was able to get that punt away. A good punt was going to kind of skip across that grass, this wet grass still here at Memorial Stadium, but one of the defenders for Wickliffe was just kind of standing there, and kind of ball bounced up right to him, and he stopped it right there as they were looking for that one to take a Wickliffe bounce over midfield. But LaBrae set up with great field position on their third possession. They fumbled the last time, but Stevens will bring them out 1st and 10 at the Wickliffe 45-yard line. And another botched snap there. Stevens again making something out of nothing. Gets across the 40-yard line to the 33. And as there is some pushing and shoving going on with after the play, and there's some frustration out there from Wickliffe's side, and you want to see both teams kind of play smart, because these are the big moments, and those costly mental errors can really wreak havoc when you're trying to move on here in the state playoffs.
Absolutely, and once again, just one stupid penalty can push you back all the way. We've already seen this offense fumble, and they nearly fumbled on that one, so they have to be very careful in what they do and how they play.
So Stevens will roll out to his left, and he's got some space in front of him. He is forced back up in the middle, and a great tackle by Chase Fort Camp, their running back linebacker, who came in with 75 tackles on the season, and a great tackle for loss there, as the LaBrae Vikings will take a timeout. A loss back to the 41-yard line, a loss of 3, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 6 coming out of this timeout here. 3:58 to go. LaBrae has a 1-yard touchdown run from their quarterback, Aiden Stevens, giving him, looks like, just looking through here on the stats as they were kind of coming up there, Aiden Stevens came in rushing with 13 touchdowns, so he has 14 now on the season, kind of the scoring leader for them out there with a dual-threat quarterback out there. This third down play, Wickliffe has struggled to get off the field on third downs. What do they need to do here on this play? What should they be looking for, and how can they stack up against it?
If I'm the Wickliffe coaching staff, I am blitzing as many people as possible, and then the wide receivers that you have on the outside, you are pressing them tough, and you have to bump and run them. For the first 5 yards there for them, because they are going to try and roll out and try and do a little pitch and catch like they've done over the last 3 or 4 third downs there for them. So that's what you need to look out for if you are Wickliffe. But that defensive line needs to manhandle the offensive line, and then you got to blitz your linebackers. You got to get pressure on Stevens.
So 3rd down and 6, Stevens in the gun, looking to throw again up over the top, and they're going to call offensive pass or defensive pass interference, as that ball was already by Drake, and then the defender just kind of running through to the sideline, was just running off the field, and then Drake kind of turned as he kind of took a little knock to act like he got defensive pass interference on him, but that ball was already in the ground and already by him.
It was a terrible call by the officials. I'm sorry, that is a blatant, bad, terrible call that should have never happened. That was a 3rd down play. Now they're going to get
and they are picking up the flag because
great call.
Yep.
Great call. Terrible call, great call. That was a great move by the officials, getting together, talking it out, realizing that the ball was clearly not going to be catchable. Great call.
And the back judge called that, and the side judge, who was right in front of that, running down the sideline, saw that ball hit the turf. And these student athletes, they're young, they're excited, they're trying to run off the field. They
didn't make that mistake, though.
Nope. They did not. So good job by the referees to at least come together, talk about it, but they will go for it here. LaBrae trying to go up over the top, trying to go deep. They got a man open, and it's almost picked off. And kind of luckily for them, because they would have been deeper in their own territory. They will take over at their own 41-yard line with better field position. Kind of lucky there, even though Bala read that route by the receiver instead of the receiver actually running it. Fortunate to drop that one and get set up here on their offense.
Bala had a better route than what the wide receiver did, honestly. That was a great defensive play by Bala. And I'd like to think that, and Bala's a pretty smart kid, apparently. I'd like to think that, he made the right decision by not intercepting that. I know every kid wants to, intercept a pass and, have the stats and everything like that, but very smart not to, because now you got a 41-yard difference with only 3 minutes and 44 seconds left in this half.
So Wickliffe will start this possession. Fort Camp trying to get around this edge. He will get over the 40-yard line, lower his shoulder. Flag coming in from behind. Looks like there's going to be a hold here inside in the offensive line. That set right at they set the flag right at the 40-yard line, and holding on Wickliffe will drop him back 10 yards as the scoreboard kind of went out there for a second.
Yeah, once again, that's inexcusable. I mean, clearly nowhere near the play. You didn't have to do that. That was a very, very bad penalty, and probably one of the worst times that you could do it.
And the Wickliffe fans let the referees hear about it. They get one they thought was going to be called against them, taken off the board, but that time clearly holding there to kind of help set the edge for Fort Camp there. So instead of a first down and 10, it is first and 21 at their own 30-yard line. 3:20 and a ticking second quarter clock. Fort Camp just up the middle, making a couple men miss, dragging a couple defenders with them, getting part of that penalty yardage back out across the 35 to the 38. So a gain of 8, and it'll be second and 13.
You got to ride your stars. You got to ride Fort Camp, and you got to ride Bala, and that's who brought you to this dance. That's who you need to roll with for the remaining 3 minutes of this half.
So they're getting their final instructions from the sideline, and Bala has the Blue Devil set. He will call just his own number here, and running up the middle, and he will get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe gain an extra yard there, out to the 42. So 3rd and 9, 2:35 left. Wickliffe will with only one timeout left in this half. They've had to take some early timeouts in this second quarter, and so trying to make sure there's not too much time left if they do have to punt this one away, but also have some sort of sense of urgency to try to get this knotted up before they go into the locker room.
Before you even think about a touchdown, you got to get this first down. And being 3rd and 9, you got to be able to rush it off to the side because they are blitzing everyone up the middle.
And Bala will look to throw up over the top, and he had a man open and just not able to connect with his receiver, overshooting him again. Daniel Byrne had kind of set down in that little bit of a zone defense by LaBrae, and they're going to have to punt this football away, not able to do anything with the 2 turnovers they've been able to get from LaBrae in this first half.
The play was there. I mean, wide open, and he just missed him, unfortunately. That's something that, Bala, I mean, he's a very, very good running back as well, a quarterback, but, a better runner than a thrower probably. And at this point in time, I mean, you just got to stick with what got you here, and running the ball is exactly how they've been doing it.
So a better punt here from Bolin, and that one will take that bounce.
It's a great punt.
Go inside the 20 as he came into the game punting-wise. He's been able to pin the other team inside the 23 other times, so it'll be the 4th time this season. And also on the season, he has also averaged right around that 35 to 40-yard mark on those punts off that left foot. So just under the 2-minute mark here, Paulus. Again, we talked from the beginning of this broadcast. Juniors for LaBrae, seniors for Wickliffe, and especially along that offensive, defensive front who have so much experience. Right now it's LaBrae that's really getting off the football.
I mean, LaBrae is, and they're doing a great job so far, but that doesn't mean that Wickliffe isn't doing a good job. Wickliffe is doing a very good job. Their defense is holding up. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, LaBrae's gotten down to the goal line and should have had a touchdown. Yeah, I mean, yes, they did fumble, but Wickliffe did recover and was able, to force that fumble. Wickliffe just needs to, gain some confidence back, and their confidence comes from the offensive side of the ball. What's very surprising right now is that their rushing attack is just not doing what we thought initially they were going to do.
So LaBrae will take this 2nd down and 7 handoff, and getting through the hole, getting a couple extra yardage there, dragging a couple Wickliffe defenders with him, and almost breaking free for a long run. Looks like Devin Carter able to get that one, and he was their go-to back coming in, and he has been kind of the workhorse to really try to break through and break some big runs for them here tonight.
Yeah, I mean, right now, LaBrae is looking fantastic on the offensive side. Once again, it's methodical. I mean, they're doing a great job. They're just eating all the clock in the world, and that's how you beat this Wickliffe team, is by not allowing them to have many opportunities. 45
seconds left. Aiden Stevens looking to throw, trying to go up over the top and in and out of the hands of his receiver there, Trayvon Drake. So clock will stop, 38 seconds left. They still do have 2 timeouts if they're able to kind of get a drive going here, but it'll bring up a 2nd and 10 from their own 36. Drake was open, just not able to secure it going to the ground.
And Drake was open, but so was Ashton Dunbar, who was coming off to the right side of their offensive line there for him, just out in the flats. I mean, no one was within 15 yards of him. All you had to do was pitch it out to him, and then he could have gotten probably another 10, 15 yards and ran it out of bounds and stopped the clock there for them.
So 2nd and 10. Stevens will call his own number, slip a little bit in the backfield, able to slip out of a couple tackles, and he's off to the races and across midfield and gets out of bounds wisely. 30 seconds left and a 1st down run from Stevens. We've seen a couple times already, Paulus, that Stevens has been caught in the backfield, a little bit of slippage there in the middle of the turf, but able to get out of it and make a couple guys miss.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, Stevens has been very impressive. I'm not exactly sure why the offense is backed up to where they're at right now. Maybe there was a hold on the play.
May have been, or looks like
maybe he stepped out.
Stepped out a little bit earlier than kind of where we saw him.
Yeah.
And steps out at the Wickliffe 45. 30 seconds left, and again, they still have those 2 timeouts in their back pocket. Stevens looking to throw as he's over midfield, looking deep down the left sideline and overshoots his intended target, Drake. And he's been going for Drake and Dunbar a lot in this first half, not able to connect and leading him way too far out of bounds.
Yeah, and he didn't have many options on that one. Wickliffe played a great pass defensive coverage right there. And, I mean, it's a smart move. Only 30 seconds left in the half, now 24 seconds. You know that they're not going to want to try and run the ball. Even though that they have 2 timeouts left, you definitely want, if you are the Vikings, you want to try and score right now. And that's going to be done by your passing game.
24 seconds left. A little play action fake. Going to go long here and misread there between him and Dunbar on that. Dunbar kind of set and wasn't even looking back for the football. That one was kind of taking a Hail Mary shot almost down this near sideline.
Yeah, I think Dunbar was trying to find a soft part of the coverage just to sit there. And I think, it was just a mix-up between him and his quarterback. I think that, at halftime they're going to look back at that sort of play and think, you know what, let's just go for it, because there was only 24 seconds left in the half at that point in time.
So a big 3rd down play for Wickliffe to keep this at a 7-0 ball game going into halftime. But LaBrae going to be looking to convert here. And a good throw out in the flat to Dunbar, that time on the same page at the 35-yard line. So right at the sticks, a very smart move. He keeps just kind of doing that little button hook, going to the sticks, and there's so much off coverage. There's just no one around him until he's able to catch that and get the 1st down.
Once again, I mean, it looks like the defense for Wickliffe, they just don't want to play bump and run because they're afraid that they might try and go over top. At this point in time, I understand, because, there's, not much time left, but you got to look at this offensive set that they have going on over there. It looks like they're going to try and do a screen, all the way out to the left side.
And Wickliffe will call their final timeout of the half with 11 seconds left. LaBrae will come out with a 1st and 10 play here at the Wickliffe 34-yard line. And Coach Porcello may have seen that on film. They may have seen kind of that unique formation or may not have, and wants to get his guys set of what his scouts told them they could be looking for in this game where they don't see it very often throughout the season. So just to reset everybody out there listening and watching on CVC TV here tonight on ChagrinValleyConference.com and the Chagrin Valley Conference YouTube page. LaBrae came out on their opening possession and just chewed up almost 8 minutes of the first quarter clock, and Aiden Stevens, the quarterback, able to get a 1-yard run. Wickliffe on their opening possession drove it down to the 6-yard line and were not able to convert on a 3rd and 4th down and goal, turned it over. LaBrae, of course, had their fumble down near their goal line as well, so it's kind of been a defensive battle. LaBrae just having the slight edge right now along the trenches and kind of the big play capability out there on the field so far, but they only lead 7-0, and this will be the first time that Wickliffe hasn't scored even double digits or any points in the first half this season. So it's 1st and 10 out there to Drake, and they will do a hook and ladder to Carter, and he gets out of bounds with 4 seconds left. He gets down inside the 20-yard line. They mark him out at the 16, and it'll be 1st and 10 with 3 seconds left inside the red zone. And even though they have the 2 timeouts, you're only going to get 1 play. But Stevens has the arm to get in the end zone, especially from this short distance. They'll actually try a field goal here. And coming in to try that field goal will be Jacob McCartney to try to get a 2-possession lead going into halftime. And kick is up, on its way, and it is through. And that ball was set down at the 26-yard line. A 36-yard field goal from McCartney for LaBrae as the clocks hit triple zeros, and they lead 10-0 over Wickliffe at halftime. And they will go into the break. Wickliffe will get the ball out of this break. We will take a quick, short message break for one of our sponsors here. Come back, wrap up halftime, and send it over to the band.
This halftime breakdown is sponsored by Capwell Financial Advisors Northwestern Mutual. Capwell Financial Advisors strives to increase capital wellness through clear, comprehensive financial planning. They start by articulating a vivid vision for your financial security, then take quality financial actions to align your money with what matters to you the most. To put your vision into action, contact them today at capwell.nm.com.
And here with your Capwell Financial Advisor halftime breakdown quickly here. Kevin Arnold alongside me, Nick Paulus. LaBrae leading in this Division VI Region 21 regional quarterfinal on the road at Wickliffe, 10-0. Wickliffe used to kind of having the lead at halftime and having a comfortable lead. They haven't scored at all. What have you seen from both sides here in this first half?
First off, I'm extremely surprised with this Vikings team. I mean, I just want to be 100% honest with you. I really thought that Wickliffe was going to come out here and run for 300 yards in the first half just because of how dominant they were the last time that we saw them on CVC TV. That being said, this Vikings team is very resilient. I mean, they fumbled, a couple of times already, had a couple of turnovers, but I'm telling you right now, that hook and ladder, genius. That hook and ladder to finish up the half there for them and set them up at halftime, fantastic play. Got them the field goal, and now they're up 10-0.
So we sit here at halftime, 10-0. We will turn things over to the Wickliffe High School Swing Band, as they say here in Wickliffe, the often imitated but never duplicated Wickliffe High School Swing Band for all your halftime entertainment. We will let the PA announcer Scott Tennant and director Pamela Graves take things from here. We will be back for all your second half action in just a little while. Outside of that, you're watching CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Implant and Facial Surgery.
And now, your 2021 majors, Michael May and Leah Gorsuch.
Tonight the band was led onto the field by Majorette co-captains Rachel Serrata and Samantha Tellisman. In 1987, singer-songwriter David Johansen released a cover version of the Caribbean tune Hot, Hot, Hot under the name of his alter ego, lounge singer Buster Poindexter. The song would have faded into obscurity if not for the Wickliffe swing band Majorette, who in recent years have rekindled its popularity with their world-famous blow baton routine. Lucky you get to see it perform now. Featuring our amazing Majorettes, this is Hot, Hot, Hot. Tapestry Wickliffe and Call of the Wild Fund, and at the silver level, CT Consultants. Thank you all for your generous support. Well, admit it, you love Queen as much as we do, which is why we know you're going to enjoy this next tune, the swing band's rendition of Queen's Fat Bottom Girl. With a song that has only increased in popularity since its release 41 years ago through its use in commercials, TV shows, and movies. It's the Freddie Mercury written, Don't Stop Me Now. We want to extend a very special congratulations to the Wickliffe Blue Devils boys soccer team, which today scored a big sectional upset over highly seeded Hamilton United. 4 of those Blue Devils soccer players are playing with the swing band tonight. Congratulations to Noah Talisman, Jack Serrata, Brian Murphy, and Anthony Shaw. Thank you for your very kind attention this evening. Good luck to both teams in the second half. And as always, go Devils!
And welcome back to the broadcast area here in the home side of the stands here at Memorial Stadium at Wickliffe High School. Here for your CVC TV Game of the Week presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Kevin Arnold alongside me, my broadcast brother Nick Paulus here tonight. And the LaBrae Vikings from Leavittsburg, Ohio and Trumbull County have traveled here to Lake County and Wickliffe, Ohio in this Division VI Region 21 regional quarterfinal in the Ohio High School Athletic Association state playoffs for football here tonight, and they lead at halftime 10-0. They got a 1-yard touchdown run from their quarterback, Aiden Stevens, on their first drive, and on the last drive, just before halftime, they were able to kick, correcting the yardage there to a 33-yard field goal is what it looked like there from their kicker, Jacob McCartney. And Wickliffe, for the first time this season, coming in 7-0, scoring over 40 points a game in all of their games this year, were held to 0 points for the first time this season. And as we get things going here, as both teams get their stretches, their warm-ups here from the second half, we want to thank the Wickliffe High School Swing Band for a great halftime performance here tonight. And as we get things just underway here, Paulus, the message from both coaches, Coach Mars Porcello for Wickliffe and the head coach for LaBrae, who I just kind of saw as we were prepping for this game. Actually didn't have it on their roster, but looking that up, John Armini, what was the halftime message from both of those head coaches?
Well, if you are the Wickliffe staff right now, you're just telling your people, you're just telling your team you're only down 2 scores. It's not like it's a lifetime away or anything like that. You have plenty of opportunity, plenty of time to get this going and start this up. And then if you are LaBrae, you're just letting your team know we got to be consistent. We just got to keep holding on to this ball. We got to make sure that we don't give Wickliffe any opportunities to start rushing the ball again, because once again, this Wickliffe team, I know it hasn't shown up tonight, but that running attack is for real. You have to make sure that if you are the Vikings, you have to step it up the second half if you want to win this game.
So just a few seconds left in the halftime warm-up period that they do allow here. Of course, they have bumped up halftime to 15 minutes now. And then at 3 extra minutes, so 18 minutes of halftime period there for teams to get those messages in the locker room and to get those stretches and get warmed up, especially here on a chilly night here in Northeast Ohio. Wickliffe will get the football, and Paulus, you feel like even though there's still 24 minutes left in this ball game, this is a game-defining possession for Wickliffe if they want to stay in this football game the way we saw LaBrae control clock with their running game in the first half.
Yeah, absolutely. And once again, this Wickliffe team, I mean, they're going to be trying to jumpstart their, the momentum, because right now, I mean, that was kind of a longer half. It felt like that was a pretty long halftime there for them. So once again, you just need to come in, regroup, do what got you here. I mean, run the ball. I mean, we've seen this offensive attack, before. They can do it again.
So Jacob McCartney, their senior kicker, will tee this up at the 40-yard line. Of course, the 3 usual suspects back for Wickliffe deep: Chase Fortcamp, Mason Balla, and Isaiah Bolin. So McCartney into the ball, and he will kick this down the right sideline to Bolin. Bolin will try to run this one out. He gets across the 30, out close to the 40-yard line. And another good kick return for Wickliffe here tonight. Only their second time on kick return here tonight. And really, they haven't had many kick return or punt return opportunities this season, because mostly with the kick returns, they've been the ones scoring and kicking off instead of teams kicking off to them.
Yeah, and once again, this is this offense that is now coming out. They haven't been down like this before. At least this year, they have yet to feel this way. So I'm excited to see exactly how they're going to come out and jumpstart this half.
So Fortcamp will get the first carry of this half, and he just has not been able to break those big runs that you've kind of seen. He comes in off of last week, over 200 yards and 4 touchdowns. And the last 2 of those touchdowns went for 24 and over 70 yards, respectfully. But he's just not been able to break it. Neither has Bala or Bolin, and kind of some different looks than what we saw against Independence earlier on CVC TV.
Yeah, they are a couple of different looks, but, I mean, this Vikings defense has been pretty legit.
And Fortcamp will get this carry, and just like that, he breaks one, and he is in the clear inside the 20, 10, 5, touchdown. And just like that, this Blue Devil offense can hit you, and you feel like that message that Coach Porcello gave to his guys at halftime, you just saw a different look in their eyes coming out, and they were ready to put points on the board in this possession, and they do it quickly, and they still trail 10-6 with 11:11 left in the third quarter. But Fort Camp running that one in for looks like 56 yards on that run.
49 seconds. That's all they need. That's all they need. They are a quick scoring offense, and that's why, they're never out of any game that they play.
So Bolin will go into the extra point here, kicking into his high school's band section down there behind the goalpost, and he kicks it high and through the uprights. And they trail 10-7, but plenty of time now. And we talked about it possibly being a game-defining possession. Now you find yourself only down 3 and not much time going off that clock just yet in this second half. And he came in 39 of 44 in extra points this season, but able to knock that one through. And Wickliffe is right back, and you can feel that energy shift. You feel the energy in the stands. Great crowd on hand for both sides. As we look across to LaBrae, traveling almost an hour to Wickliffe, and then, of course, the Wickliffe crowd with limited tickets. This is what you like to see, 2 small communities coming out to support these student athletes in a big moment.
Absolutely, and this is, these kids live for this. I mean, this is their entire thing. Once again, the Vikings team is a junior-led squad compared to Wickliffe. Wickliffe, this is their last go-around. Their next coming couple of games, this is it. So they got to give everything that they have. I understand, if you're a Vikings team, it's not like saying, oh, well, it's not like they have nothing to do or anything like that. They need to jump as much as possible.
Oh, and that ball was kicked on trying to surprise LaBrae, and they do a great job by Bolin. They looked like they were just in a little muddle huddle there, and they were trying to get that one to squib across 10 yards right at the 50-yard line at midfield. One of the LaBrae up men touched that ball, so it becomes live, but they are signaling. They're signaling to LaBrae having this football, and that one went 10 yards, and LaBrae touched that, so that should be a live football.
I don't know if it went 10 yards, but it definitely did touch the Vikings. That's where I'm coming up with the question. The ball definitely did touch the Vikings. I don't know if it went 10 yards, but it doesn't matter. At that point in time, if it touches the Vikings and comes back and the Blue Devils get it, then it should be Blue Devil ball.
And he was right around midfield, but Wickliffe crowd is not happy, and I think rightfully so, on this play. And the referees are coming together talking about this. That should be Wickliffe football anytime. And they do signal to Wickliffe. They get it right. These conversations, at least they are getting it right, but you got to get that one right away.
Absolutely. This official crew, really surprising. Because, sure, does every official crew make some bad calls?
Correct.
Absolutely. But it's these sort of crews that are, that come together and talk about it and let each other know, hey, this is what happened. You don't see that with high school officiating crews. I'm really proud of these guys out here.
Willing to come together and have those difficult conversations. You make a tough call, you want to get it right in such a crucial moment. So Wickliffe will come right back out with their offense. 1st and 10 at their own 49. Fort Camp around left edge up the left sideline, and flag comes out late. That may have been a late hit out of bounds. LaBrae is starting to, they're starting to make some of those mental mistakes, but Wickliffe is looking like that may be called against them, and I'm not sure what this call is. That flag came in so late after Fort Camp was already out of bounds and on the ground.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not 100% sure exactly what happened with that. Wickliffe is backing up right now, so personal foul.
So dead ball, personal foul on Wickliffe, and it will be second down. So the down counts, and they'll go back 15 yards on that play. And it's mental mistakes both ways. If you're looking at being frustrated, you just got back into the ball game, and you had the ball basically at midfield. You can't make those mistakes after a good gain on first down.
Yeah, no. I mean, once again, stupid mistakes that will set you back. And now it's 2nd and 19. It's inexcusable to do something like that.
11 minutes to go. We've only had a minute go off this clock with a lot of action. And Bala has a run across midfield, getting that penalty yardage back and then some. Down inside Viking territory at the 46, saying, lean on me, guys. I'm your quarterback. I'm one of your senior captains and senior leaders, and we're gonna come back in this football game. So 3rd and 5 now for the Blue Devils, and they are quickly to the line of scrimmage, almost getting LaBrae to jump. Now Wickliffe will look over at Purcello and the offensive staff for the play call. Bala has this pistol formation snap. Fort Camp is free again. He's going to bounce it out to the right inside the 20, the 10, the 5, diving for the goal line. Touchdown, Blue Devils! Fort Camp this time from 46 yards away, and just like that, not even 2 minutes into the half, they find themselves on top 13-10, and momentum has clearly shifted to the Wickliffe sideline.
Unbelievable vision by Chase Fortcamp. I mean, that was such a great run right off to the right side of their offensive line, just ran straight through. He saw the hole right off to the right side, just dove straight into the end zone. What a fantastic run.
And Bolin connects once again, so Wickliffe goes on top 14-10, and Coach Porcello goes out to greet his special teams unit and firing them up, keeping them engaged in this game, because you know LaBrae is going, if they can get their hands on this football, they're going to try to snag that momentum right back. Wickliffe trying to take hold and keep hold here early in this second half.
Yeah, Wickliffe has all of the momentum. We've been talking about it all game. It's a game of emotion, and I mean, they're doing a fantastic job harnessing everything in right now, and I mean, they're just playing unbelievable right now. We're not even 2 minutes in, and they've already got 2 touchdowns, wherever they didn't have anything in the first half. They are playing fantastic right now. Let's see if they can keep it up, and let's see if this Wickliffe defense can really hold down this Vikings offense, because I'm telling you right now, this Vikings offense is going to come out for blood right now.
So Fort Camp averages almost 182 yards a game on the ground. Those last 2 runs there gets him at least over the 100-yard mark here tonight. And he goes up to 25 rushing touchdowns through only 8 games for the Blue Devils here tonight. Of course, he's got some Division I offers at Kent State, Army, some other schools looking at him, and of course some of the local ones as well, Lake Erie, and some of those Division III schools like Mount, who can't offer a scholarship, but rightfully so. He is one of those players. While it's a small group for Wickliffe, they are getting the recognition they deserve for all the work that they have put in this season. And a little pooch kick for Wickliffe, and just able to cover it up there for LaBrae. Looks like they're running back Devin Carter, so they will come out with decent field position actually. And you were able to get that onside kick. You kind of think maybe tried to kick it deep to hem him in, but a little pooch kick there, trying to get back on top of it. Does not go Wickliffe's way this time. So LaBrae's offense will come back out, led by their junior quarterback, Aiden Stevens.
Yeah, and right now, if you are the Vikings, you are just trying to, keep attacking and keep, try and get this momentum back.
So Carter will get this handoff, and a couple yards on that one. Looks like they'll give him 3 yards out to the 39, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 7.
And that was a very tough, hard-earned run there for that Vikings attack. Right now, Wickliffe, once again, they have everything going for them, and they're really trying to step up on defense. Let's see if they can try and force maybe yet another turnover.
So 9:37 left in the third quarter. Wickliffe finds himself on top 14-10. LaBrae with the ball, and a second down run there up the middle and getting a good chunk of yardage there. Looks like a gain of 4 or 5. So it'll bring up a 3rd and short where they found themselves most of the time, especially in that first possession of the game.
Yeah, no, they really did. And, I mean, they capitalized on a lot of them. I mean, you know, it felt like almost every time that they had a 3rd down, if they didn't get that, they were going for it on 4th. And they always got the 4th down one. So, you know, let's see if they can keep that up.
So 3rd down and 3. Stevens will call his own number, trying to get up, and good stick in the hole by Fort Camp. Fort Camp doing it all right now for Wickliffe, and he is the catalyst. He is the one that makes this engine go, and he is leading his team, carrying them on their back, and they are stepping up behind him, feeling that energy that he is bringing to this football game.
Is it too early to call Chase Fort Camp Mr. Everything? Because he is playing like it right now. He is everywhere out there, and he's just a great, great job so far.
As the Wickliffe crowd tells us, and that snap goes awry, and Stevens able to get this one away and takes a fortunate LaBrae bounce.
Not going to lie, that's as good of a punt as he was ever going to get. Just a great roll on that one. LaBrae is, I mean, they're falling to pieces right now. I'm not going to lie to you. LaBrae is falling to pieces right now. I would love to see them try and come out and get a defensive stand here. If you are LaBrae, the Vikings, they need this stand right here, because I'm telling you right now, if you give up another touchdown real quick, we could see this getting out of hand.
So Wickliffe will come out 1st and 10 at their own 33-yard line, with 2 touchdowns already on the board from Chase Fort Camp. And as the Wickliffe crowd looks at us, they call him the heartbeat on this team, and he truly is right now. Balla will call his own number on this carry and get a couple yards over the 35 out to the 36, so a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. So much has happened already in this second half, and we've only just ticked under. We've only had 4 minutes go off the clock so far, Paulus.
Yeah, only 4 minutes. At this point in time in the first half, we would have probably been done with the first quarter. You know, this is unbelievable.
As you may hear, the Wickliffe percussion line, the well-known Wickliffe percussion line here at Wickliffe High School, trying to get the crowd fired up here early in the 3rd quarter as well. Fort Camp has this ball, and he's got turf in front of him. Someone trying to catch him from behind, and they are able to do so. But Fort Camp is just carrying this ball. He is seeing the hole. He is hitting it with confidence this half. And another 1st down for Wickliffe inside Viking territory at the Viking 33-yard line.
This looks like a completely different team than what we saw in the first half. Whatever the Wickliffe coaching staff told them, I mean, kudos to them, because they are coming out and they are balling right now this half.
So 1st and 10. Balla in the pistol formation, kind of an offset pistol there. Fort Camp again, he's got room in front of him, making guys miss, and another 11, 12 yards on that one, down to the 22-yard line, 11 on that carry, and chains will move again, and this quick tempo Wickliffe offense has found a groove. They have found what works, and they are going for it to try to extend this lead.
Fort Camp is unbelievable right now. I mean, he is literally doing everything out there on the field to get them this win. He is willing this team to victory.
Fort Camp gets this carry, and he's just got guys falling off him. Even when he's slipping in that mud, he is still getting 7, 8 yards a carry like he averages on, he's averaging 14 yards a carry. He's probably up to that now. But even on the tough runs, he's still getting you 7, 8 runs on 1st down.
Which is unbelievable. The fact that you're averaging 14 yards a carry, just ridiculous.
So it'll be a 2nd down and 2, with the ball spotted at their Viking 14-yard line. Snap goes to Fort Camp again, and he is the workhorse right now. And that'll bring up a 3rd down. Looks like he's only able to gain 1 on that one, so a better stand by this Viking defense. So they'll have a 3rd and 1 play. You gotta think for Coach Porcello, he's telling his guys this is 4-down territory right here.
Absolutely is. I mean, you want to try and crush the will of your opponent. And let me tell you, there's nothing more soul-crushing in this world for a football team to know that they had your number in the first half, and the second half, within a couple of minutes, everything turns.
Fort Camp Again, no, Bella has this one, and he will carry it himself, trying to get to the end zone. Is he able to sneak it into the near pylon? And they do signal touchdown. Wickliffe is celebrating. I never really saw the hands go up by either side judge, but it is a touchdown run, a 13-yard touchdown run for Bella, getting his 11th on the season. And Fort Camp has gotten things started, and Wickliffe has that wing T offense that has been so potent all season long. Just a little bit more than 6 minutes gone, 21 minutes and 6 minutes when they had 0 points in 24 in the first half.
6.5 minutes. 6.5 minutes, all it took for 3 touchdowns. This team is on fire right now, and I'm telling you, if the Vikings don't get a hold of their offense to set this up, I wouldn't put it past Wickliffe to score 40 in this half.
So Bolin again puts it through. He is perfect on the night, 3 for 3 on extra points. And the Blue Devils lead 21-10 over the LaBrae Vikings. And you can just see it, the attention to detail by this team. They ride with their coaching staff. Whatever was said in that locker room has ignited a fire, and the heartbeat as the Wickliffe crowd continues to look back at us, getting us fired up for this game. This is what playoff football is all about, and everyone that is tuning in, we thank you so much. And we will get to we want to thank our sponsors as well. We'll get to that here in just 1 second as Bolin comes out to tee this one up. We will let you know that, of course, the presenting sponsor for CVC TV is the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery with their doctors Keith Snyder, Don Lewis, Jill Weber, and Jacqueline Tomsick. They will specialize in dental surgery, implants, corrective jaw and facial surgery, as well as trauma reconstruction. For all those oral surgery needs, visit the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery website at www.oh8surgery.com. That's oh8surgery.com. We can't thank them enough for everything they have done to help us here at the Chagrin Valley Conference to get CVC TV out to all of you tuning in each and every single week. So Bolin into this kickoff here, and again, it's a little bit of a pooch kick, and lucky there because they are putting some of their speedsters in those upmen positions, seeing that Wickliffe is pooching it down the field to kind of give them decent field position, but slipping on the turf going down. And, of course, in high school football and college football, as soon as you hit the turf, whether you're touched or not, you're automatically down.
This Vikings team needs to step it up right now because I'm telling you, once again, they are behind the 8 ball. I mean, the fact that you were up 10-0, feeling so good about yourself going into that half, and now the lead is gone. I mean, it is mind-boggling if you are that team.
So Stevens with a little bubble screen out on the left sideline there, the far sideline, and good yardage there on first down. So a good opening play to this drive here, their second possession of this second half. And if you're Coach Armini there on the LaBrae sideline, what are you telling those kids in these huddles right now?
Don't lose focus. Don't lose focus because right now it looks like they sort of are. You need to let them know, hey, you went into this half, 10 up. You are now down by 11. You need to step it up right here.
And that ball gets tipped, but I think it was able to be caught there, and it is for a first down out near midfield, just shy of midfield. Stevens connecting there. I believe that was Dunbar. Is actually Sean Miller with his first catch of the game out to the 48-yard line. So 2 plays there, and they get a first down. Looks like they're gonna try to go through the air there and change things up. You mentioned it, Paulus. You were up 10-0, but it was hard-earned 10 points in that first half, and just like that, 6.5 minutes in, you're down 11.
Yeah, it's got to be deflating if you're on that Vikings staff right now. But you're getting some good yardage right now. I mean, I understand that you are currently down by 11, but you can move this ball on this Wickliffe team right now, and all you got to do is focus in on the score and then try and get a defensive stand, and then you're right back in this game.
And their workhorse back, Devin Carter, able to run that one inside Wickliffe territory, a gain of 5 down to the 47. Tackled there by Mario Seferati from Wickliffe. But like you said, they are gaining some good yardage here, and they're now in 2+ territory on Wickliffe side of the field. Some early motion there by Carter, and a good throw out here. And they're just trying to get these little crossing routes, these little bubble screens to these wide receivers, and just shy of a first down. It looks like it'll be shy by a yard, and they need to get to the 41-yard line. Ball will be spotted at the, actually they need to get to the 42. Ball spotted at the 43, 3rd and 1. 3:40 left in the third quarter. Wickliffe leading LaBrae 21-10 in this playoff matchup, this regional quarterfinal here in Division 6, Region 21. And Stevens will call his own number again, as he has done on most of these 3rd and short scenarios. And he does have the 1 touchdown for them as well from a yard out. And he's able to get 2 yards when he needs 1, and chains move again.
Yeah, and Stevens has been playing, unbelievable so far tonight. For him right now, they just need to focus in on completing a couple of short little passes. Maybe you'll be able to get some yak yards after that. But right now, it's just about the pitch and catch right now. You just need to keep on getting completions and move down the field.
Stevens with some motion from his wide receiver Trayvon Drake there, and he will hand this one off to Carter. And 3 hard-earned yards there on first down inside the 40. Ball spotted at the 38-yard line. 2nd and 7 for LaBrae coming up.
The way that LaBrae's offense works, it is quintessential to stop the Wickliffe rushing attack. They just eat up so much time, and they just try and, devour your defense. But it's unfortunate whenever Wickliffe can score so quickly. It sort of counteracts it.
Play action fake here from Stevens, and able to connect to Dunbar again, and pushed out of bounds right around that 30-yard line. And it will be spotted at the 31-yard line, just shy of the 30. But that is enough for a first down. And they will move those chains again, gain of 7. And Dunbar just has a knack to find those sticks as a wide receiver.
Which is, that's what you love. You love to have that guy on your team. But, if you're going up against him, you absolutely hate him. So it's a give or take. It depends on which team you're rooting for.
So Vikings huddle up. They have their play call. Kind of a little bit of a different take than 2 different takes on the game of football here. The Vikings will do the traditional huddle. Wickliffe will, they just look at the sideline, kind of that new style offense where you get to the line, you try to draw sides with that quick clap, that quick hard count, and then you kind of get that play call, get the signals from your coach as well. They come out here and they remain in the shotgun formation. Carter will be on Stevens' left hip. He'll have 1 wide receiver out to the near side, but this one will go to Carter, and he's able to make a couple guys miss, and a good run there inside the 25 at the 21 or 22-yard line. Looks like they had marked that one back as a 3rd and 1. Missed on getting that first down before, but Carter does the work there and gets more than enough. And those chains do move this time, and they will be 1st and 10 just outside of red zone territory at the Blue Devil 22-yard line.
I think the Vikings, they're going for the slow and steady wins the race sort of mentality whenever Wickliffe is looking to be the hare and just outrun everyone.
And Stevens trying to get around the edge. He had success in the first half, but Wickliffe has been doing a lot better job of filtering defenders to the ball. And Sefaradi in on that tackle. Looked like Tyler Fisher, Mikey Moon, who can barely see that number 57 on the back of his jersey. He has got all the mud. He's been in the trenches all night long doing the dirty work for the defense and that offensive line. And it is paying dividends here in the third quarter.
Yeah, absolutely, and they are. Both of these teams are extremely tough, and you love to see that coming from these playoff teams. But if the Vikings, they need to score real quick.
And good throw out here to Drake, who tries to get towards those sticks for a first down, and looks like he does get out of bounds. And they will mark him right at the sticks, and he is inside the 15. Side judge standing right around that 13-yard line here. as they go down to our right. And it looks like it just shy by a yard. So from 2nd and 11 to 3rd and 1. And they're keeping themselves in that 3rd and short down and distance to kind of open up that playbook and have that open for them on this drive.
They absolutely are, and they're doing a great job on completing on those 3rd and shorts.
Stevens trying to get it out here to Dunbar, and good grab there as Stanzak was coming in to try to pick that one off. He read it well, just a hair late there on that interception possibility.
Just barely missed out on that one. Had he been a step quicker on that, he's going 96 on that one.
So the Vikings are set up here, kind of a calming drive for them, being able to take a deep breath, take that shot from the Blue Devils, and they have put another great drive together here, led by their quarterback, Aiden Stevens, and they are 1st and goal at the 4-yard line. He was going to call his own number up the middle, and he gets across the goal line from 4 yards out. So he has a touchdown run of 1, a touchdown run of 4, and they count for 6 all the same. And the LaBrae Vikings get back within 1 possession, down 21-16, pending the extra point.
That was a fantastic drive by LaBrae. If you are Wickliffe, all you got to do is just brush it off, realize that your rushing attack is starting to click, and if you can get a quick score, you can put this team away because LaBrae takes so long offensively to score, but if you're Wickliffe, you got to score at least one more time.
And LaBrae will come out looking for the 2-point conversion to get within a field goal. And they're going to try to have a halfback pass to Aiden Stevens, or actually Ashton Dunbar was the intended target. He was kind of cutting across to the middle. That one was going out towards the back pylon, not able to convert. So they find themselves down 21-16. But I think the calming factor there is they took off almost 5 minutes off this 3rd quarter clock. When we had 6.5 with 3 touchdowns, it took 5 minutes to get 1. Kind of a calming drive, a deep breath available to the Vikings on that drive, and give that defense a break, really.
Yeah, no, it absolutely does give the defense a break there for the Vikings. However, LaBrae, they need to realize that there's only 12 and a half minutes left in this game. If they don't end up finding out how to stop this Wickliffe rushing attack again, they are going to be out of luck and out of a win for this game.
So with Wickliffe leading 21-16, and with this next possession, you got to think we talked about the opening possession of this half being crucial because they had found themselves down 2 scores and trailing for the first time at halftime all season long. Now you're leading, but only by 1 score, or only 5 points here. Another defining drive, not a game defining, but one of the biggest drives, second biggest drive for Wickliffe all game. So Jacob McCartney will tee this one up at the 40-yard line. Fort Camp, Bolin, Bala back deep for the Blue Devils. 39 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Wickliffe on top, 21-16. As that one will check up to an up man to Bolin. Looked like he had kind of come up there, and he's able to get out to the 41-yard line where he kept the legs churning, wasn't able to break free. But, again, better starting field position all half long so far for Wickliffe.
Bolin, Bala, Fort Camp. This is their dynamic trio that they have out there, and they are doing a fantastic job tonight. Doesn't matter where you look, special teams, offense, defense, everyone's making plays out there.
Sounds like a lawyer firm or something like that, right? They always got those 3 names in there.
That's right.
Bala, Bolin, and Fort Camp. Get all of your wing tee offensive needs. So Bala will bring his team out, leading 21-16. Fort Camp will get this carry, using his vision to just elude tacklers and getting close to a first down. Looks like he'll be a yard short right at midfield. Needs to get over to the 49-yard line. But with that clock ticking down, looks like Wickliffe will line up, but Porcello brings him over to the 4th quarter and they will just switch that ball, basically just switch sides as they're right at midfield, and the Wickliffe crowd gives their team a standing ovation as they come over to get their third quarter break instructions. As we have hit the third quarter break here, Wickliffe leading 21-16 after trailing 10-0 at halftime. Fort Camp from 54 and 46 yards out, and Bala from 13 yards out. And then, of course, towards the end of the quarter there, Aiden Stevens able to get his second touchdown of the game from 4 yards out. Want to remind you that we want to thank our sponsors here this season, and of course, beyond our title sponsor, we also want to thank Vape Educate. Vape Educate is an online course designed to be completed by middle and high school students. However, it most certainly can be beneficial to anyone interested in learning more about e-cigarettes, vaping, and juuling. Schools are using Vape Educate as an educational program for teachers, parents, and other community members. Please visit vapeeducate.com to learn more. Vapeeducate.com. And if you want to get involved in sponsoring CVC TV and maybe even sponsoring what Paulus and I have been talking about the last few weeks, the Mr. Everything, the Mr. Do-It-All award of the game, you can always reach out to the Chagrin Valley Conference at chagrinvalleyconference.com. So the fourth quarter will start. Wickliffe 2nd and 1 at midfield. Bala will call his own number, get the first down and more inside Viking territory at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10, and they're going to look to try to chew up some clock maybe in this quarter as well, but they're looking for that maybe one more quick strike to really take hold of this game.
Yeah, Wickliffe is definitely they're looking for what's called a kill shot. They're just trying to take out this team right now. And if you're the Vikings, you got to do everything to your best ability to revert back to what you did in that first half and just box up the middle, because they're going to run it.
And Fort Camp gets this carry again, and tackler's just bouncing off of him, and he's just using that vision, being very patient and getting 7-8 yards a pop on these first down runs, setting up Wickliffe ahead of the chains. What LaBrae was able to do in the first half, and especially in that first possession, that's what Wickliffe is doing right now, but they are getting bigger chunks of yardage and scoring a lot quicker than what LaBrae did in the first half.
And the way that Wickliffe is doing it is by getting those chunk yards right now. But before, they were only getting 3-4 yards every pop. It's because they're starting to run down this defense.
And Bala will run this one. He does get a first down, but there will be a hold on the left side of that offensive line for Wickliffe as a defender was coming in at the feet of Bala. He was able to elude him, but he was being held by one of those offensive linemen for Wickliffe. So a good drive getting going here to really get that big shot that Paulus was talking about. Now they'll be backed up 10 yards back to midfield. And instead of a first down and 10 of what Bala was able to get them on that 2nd and 3 play, it'll be 2nd and 16.
Yeah, and that's a rough move. Once again, not a very smart penalty there for you. It backs you up, but you are still killing the clock. And being up 21-16, the 1-score lead there for you. You just want to eat as much clock as possible right now.
So 2nd and 16, 10:24 to go in this football game. Bala will call his own number and gets some of that penalty yardage back and gets inside the 45-yard line back to almost the original line of scrimmage down to the 43. So it'll bring up a 3rd and 9 and a big third down for that LaBrae defense.
Yeah, right now, if I'm Wickliffe, I'm going right with my main guy in Fort Camp. He's been your bell cow so far this half, and he's been doing everything possible to get you those first downs. Coming into this game, he's been averaging 14 yards a carry. It's 9 yards. You got to give it to him.
Is this 4-down territory for Wickliffe?
Yes.
And Bala only able to get a few yards there down to the 40. And
I believe it is. I believe it is 4-down territory because once again, you just scored so quickly. Coming into this half, you feel like you still got that momentum in you. You can get this first down as long as you pick out the perfect play. And let me tell you, it has to be a run.
So looks like they may punt this one away as Bowling will go back into his typical punt formation, actually. So I think maybe Porcello was thinking if they could get maybe 5 yards on that play. They were only able to get 3, and 4th down and 6. Kind of putting – Wickliffe will talk about this one in a timeout, so they'll talk about this a little bit more. But the decision there, at least early on from what we saw, you wonder 4th and 6, especially at the 40-yard line, you give the ball right back to the Vikings if you're not able to convert in good field position after they were just able to go down and score on you.
Yeah, and that's that's where you got to look at it. I mean, you got to pick your poison basically. Do you want to punt it to them and give them the opportunity to it's a 1-score game. Do you want to give them the opportunity to go 90 yards down the field? We've seen them do it. Or do you want to try and end this right now? Get this 1st down and try and get a touchdown to put it out to a lead to where it's almost an insurmountable lead at that point in time.
So it looks like they will stay with the call there. And you said it, Paul, it's a fine line. It's those tough decisions you have to make, especially as a coach. And in these big games, trying to help lead these young student athletes into a successful position there. But just seems like Porcello is thinking that's trying to get them caught off guard, and they're trying to fake this one. And looks like some illegal motion there.
Yep. If you're going to try and go for it on 4th down, why don't you give it to your offense that has been making all the moves so far this half? That boggles my mind a little bit right there, that play call.
So Wickliffe was getting into motion to try to – look like they were going to fake that punt or try to go for it on 4th down. But Bolin had called for that snap as the motion was still kind of working its way into position. So he will go back to his 39-yard line and punt this one away. And that one goes high up into the air, kind of gets lost in the lights a little bit as LaBrae will tell their returners to get away. And a good punt, again, inside the 20. So he's punted 2 inside the 20 when he's needed to. Right at the 15-yard line is where Wickliffe will down it. 8:40 to go in the 4th quarter. Wickliffe on top 21-16. And we saw a big momentum shift as soon as this second half got going. Things have slowed a little bit, and we've seen LaBrae be able to put together a well-managed drive based on the clock and going a long distance, and that's what they're looking for, just like their opening possession. They're looking for that right now.
This is LaBrae's dream right here. Just a nice, easy, great pass. Great pass, great catch. It's one of those moments for LaBrae that they are looking at it. You just gave us 8 minutes. You gave us the rest of the game. We can just run right down the field, take our time, use up all the 25-second game clocks, and be down in scoring position with a minute left. And at that point in time, you're racing against the clock if you're Wickliffe.
Stevens able to connect with Drake there, and Drake coming back to help out his quarterback on that one. Ball was a little bit free underneath those in the arms there, but never hit the turf. Could see it still underneath that arm, and a good grab there for 10 yards and a 1st down. And he's looking to throw again across the middle, and he's got a man wide open, and they have flags coming in at the end on that hit as well. Landon Kaiser, the senior wide receiver for LaBrae, taking the hit, making a play out to the 45-yard line, and we'll see what the call is here, but it did look like maybe a late hit there or some sort of blow to the head. We'll see. Some flags came in from the front and behind that play.
Yeah, that was I believe that was a late hit, and they're going to move them 15. They're going to move them up 15 yards, and that is a killer if you're the Wickliffe defense. That is something that you could not have happen to you right there, because once again, this Vikings team, they're just going to try and ease as much clock as possible and put Wickliffe behind the 8 ball. We know this Wickliffe team can score quick, but do you really want to put yourself in that position? Absolutely not.
Someone we haven't talked about and haven't been able to talk about yet on defense is the offensive line has done a good job on him. Zach Estevez, who came in with 23 tackles for loss for Wickliffe's defense. As, again, shooting through the gap from his linebacker spot, Fort Camp, only allowing for a short gain down to the 35-yard line, a gain of 4 as this possession, they had marked that ball after the penalty at the Wickliffe 39, so 2nd and 6, 7:25 on a ticking fourth quarter clock. Division 6 regional semifinal spot, round of 16 spot on the line for both of these teams. And both of these teams, of course, formerly in Division 5, Region 17. And, of course, I'm sure there was a little shrug or a little ugh sound that came out when they saw each school saw the other move to Division 6 all at the same time. And a short run there by Carter to the 32-yard line. And it'll bring up a 3rd and short as we have an injured Viking on the field. And we'll hope that he is okay and able to walk off and able to continue in this game as the medical staff quickly out to them. We'll get you that number here in a second. That was actually the ball carrier, Devin Carter, on there will be attended to. We will not make any assumptions on any sort of injury there, but trying to walk it off under the discretion of the training staff there. So 3rd and 3 for LaBrae. They are in Wickliffe territory, and you got to think this is 4-down territory, even only down 5, and you got 3 timeouts left. It's this kind of territory we've seen both teams going for it on 4th down either way.
Absolutely. Both these teams are gunslingers. both these teams are going to try and do things that they probably shouldn't do. But this is absolutely the right time to go for it, 4th down, if it were to come down to that. Looks like someone's getting towed.
Or possibly, I don't know if lights are on or if they're in the wrong spot because of the emergency facilities. It looks like the ambulance is out there trying to get a spot here towards the gate down there at the end of the track. And LaBrae able to get a 1st down. Meanwhile, in this game, and they're getting this drive together, and they're in no hurry. They're making sure that they huddle up. They get the signal from Stevens, and just trying to keep that Wickliffe offense off the field and take the lead here on this drive.
As of right now, Wickliffe's defense, they've been doing a solid job, but, this Vikings team's just trying to eat it up.
And pitch play there for Stevens. Wickliffe coming up with the big hit, getting in on that tackle. Fort Camp in on there, Sefarati in on that, Mikey Moon in on that as well. But a good gain on 1st down. Gain about 4. It'll bring up 2nd and 6 from the 22-yard line.
If the Vikings do score, if you're Wickliffe, you hope you have at least 3 minutes. And that's what they're shooting for right now.
High snap. Stevens able to corral it. Made a couple guys miss, and he's bouncing off of tacklers trying to get outside. And he gets the 1st down inside the 15-yard line, just shy of the 10, but down at the 11-yard line. 1st and 10 Vikings. They can get a 1st down before a touchdown on this drive down at the 1-yard line. 5:35 left, and they're just chewing clock, and we're seeing kind of almost a carbon copy of that opening drive by LaBrae.
Yeah, 100%. This offense has really found its groove again here in the 4th quarter, and they're doing a great job.
Stevens just taking it himself and gets stacked up after a short gain of 2, maybe a gain of 1 to the 10-yard line, and they actually had spied that ball back at the 12. So they just kind of stopped forward momentum on that previous play, and he does get just shy of the 10-yard line, gain of 1.5 yards. They do mark it as a 2nd and 8.
Yes, 2nd and 8 on the 10-yard line, 4 minutes and 45 seconds left. The way that this offense is going, they're probably going to score here within the next minute and a half if it were to come down to that.
Stevens will get the snap again. He's looking end zone, trying to throw. Had a man open and just missed him. As kind of looked like he's stopping that route short there. Number 27 who's been able to connect with a couple times in this second half. It was Dunbar in the first half, but Sean Miller has kind of been a go-to target there across the middle. But
I think he thought that there was a safety that was going to come over and try and lay a pop on him. That was not the case, but I think he thought that there was a second safety, playing like a cover 2 zone in the back end of that defense.
So 4:31 left in this ball game. 21-16. Wickliffe on top of LaBrae. 3rd and 8 for LaBrae at the Wickliffe 10-yard line. Stevens looking for someone open, just throws it to the end zone, and that one may be picked if he was able to get his feet in bounds. They give him the interception. What a job there. Looks like Bala running the route again. He had a chance in the first half where he ran the route better than receiver, and he does it again. And getting the feet down, that is toe drag swag on that interception.
Nate Burleson would be proud of that. What a fantastic game this has been. There's still 4 minutes and 20 seconds left. Wickliffe's going to get the ball at the 20 or the 25-yard line there for him. And just an overall great, fantastic game that we've seen so far tonight.
As one of the Wickliffe Blue Devils had kind of gone down on the sideline. LaBrae doing a good job to kind of assist him there, but he was able to get up before the training staff even need to get over to him. He's just walking over, already talking to his coach, and don't want to assume on any sort of injury there, but able to do a great job just getting back in the ball game, playing tough for his team.
If you are Wickliffe right now, you need to focus on holding on to this ball. A turnover will kill your chances.
I'm sure Coach Porcello and these running backs for Wickliffe, even their quarterback, any sort of run, it's 2 arms around that football the rest of the way. LaBrae with 3 timeouts, so they can stop this clock still. Plenty of time left. Fort Camp just lowering the boom and gets out across the 40-yard line, and he gets up, hyped up as well. He is laying the punishment. There are so many Blue Devils where they have the white numbers on the back of those uniforms, and you can't tell what those numbers are because it's mud-driven, and it's all blood, sweat, and tears out there from both squads, but especially you can see it on those darker uniforms for Wickliffe.
Fort Camp has been unbelievable tonight. Once again, Mr. Everything, Mr. Beast, whatever you want to call him, he had the heartbeat. He has been unbelievable tonight. Give him the game ball for sure.
So 1st and 10 at their own 41. Ballard will call his own number, trying to get outside this time, and taking a hit there, but able to gain 4 yards, just staying in bounds wisely to try to force either LaBrae to take those timeouts or keep this clock running, because they have the lead. They may want more, but the best thing that they can see is leading in this game and triple zeros on that clock. 3:15 to go, 4th quarter. This is what the playoffs are all about, and it's battle-tested teams ready to duel it out to the end. Fort Camp on that carry. And the handoff from Bala, he gets out to midfield. It'll be a yard shy of a 1st down. And surprisingly, maybe not. Paulus, I'll ask you, if you're the coaching staff for LaBrae, should you be thinking about taking some timeouts, especially here as you've got them in a 3rd and 1 situation?
You're saving your timeouts until, if they were to get a 1st down, then you start taking your timeouts at that point in time, because you need to start saving your clock then. It's a smart move there for them. They need to try and put something together right here and stop them on 3rd down.
As Aiden Stevens.
He was close.
Yep, Stevens, the quarterback, playing defensive back there. And Wickliffe will call a timeout using most of the play clock there. Stevens almost jumping off sides there, trying to make a play for his team. And while we have a few moments left here in this game, we want to remind you and thank our title sponsor, the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Their practice diagnoses and treats facial pain and injuries, and also offers a full range of dental implants and bone grafting procedures. Look no further than the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery for all your oral surgery and cosmetic surgery needs. please visit their website, as always, at www.ohsurgery.com. That's www.ohsurgery.com. 2:20 left on the clock to our left in this Division 6 Region 21 quarterfinal for a spot in the regional semis. Wickliffe, of course, getting to host a playoff game for the first time ever last week. This is the second one in their program history. They have gone to a regional final in the past, all the way back in 1999 against Upper Sandusky. But right now, they're just trying to beat LaBrae for the first time in the playoffs. LaBrae looking to get this football back, only down 5. Kevin Arnold alongside Nick Paulus for the final 2:20. Handoff will go to Fort Camp, and he just charges his way for a first down. Chains will move. Clock will stop briefly. 2:16 left. And, Paulus, you got to think this is where the Vikings are going to start taking some timeouts.
This is where they should start taking their timeouts. I'm surprised that they didn't call a timeout after that initial call of the first down, because they're now down to 2 minutes, and boy, do they need a stop right here for the Vikings.
We've seen some great crowds throughout the year on CVC TV, and this is right up there with one of them.
Absolutely.
This crowd is into it on this side, and you look across the LaBrae sideline, we said a bunch of fans and a bunch of signs over there supporting their student-athletes as well. Fort Camp, again, just lowering the boom, laying the hits, laying the wood as the runner, and just picking up chunks of yardage at a time, and he gets close to the 40-yard line. Good gain there on first down. It'll bring up, looks like a 2nd and 3 out of this timeout. LaBrae does take their first time out of this half. They have 2 remaining. Wickliffe with only 1.
Wickliffe only needs 4 yards to end this game. 4 yards will end the game. You move on to the next round. Let's see if they can get it on this play.
And if you're on the other sideline right now, what are you telling? Coach Armini is looking at his guys right now on defense. What are you telling them to try to get this stop? Yeah, they got a good gain on first down, but they still got to get 3 more. How do you stop them on these next 2 plays?
You give everything that you have. You blitz everybody. Yeah, I mean, it's hell or high water right now. You need to stop them up front and get those timeouts going. Force a turnover if you can. You got to start ripping at this ball as much as possible, because your offense does take a while to score. And we've seen them, have a good passing attack, but it's short to intermediate routes. If you want any chance to come back in this game, you have to get a turnover right now.
So Bala and Fort Camp in that pistol formation. 2nd and 3 from the Viking 41-yard line.
I don't know. You need to have everyone on the line right now. All 11 people on the line for that defense.
As they start to cheat some guys up, Fort Camp will get this carry, and he breaks through. He gets the 4 yards and more that Paulus just talked about. 1:29 left. The clock stops. But that could just about do it here, and LaBrae will take another timeout. They'll only be able to stop this clock one more time, and you see it time and time again. The Chase Fort Camp, Mason Bala, Isaiah Bolin, but tonight it's been a lot of Fort Camp. Bala been able to get in on the act, and those guys up front, this second half, that senior offensive line, we haven't talked enough about them here tonight. But that senior offensive line for Wickliffe has taken to the coaching. They're experienced. They know what it takes. They were only down 10. Even though they haven't trailed this season, they knew what it took to get this game back in their favor.
It's unbelievable. And they did it. I mean, this is night and day difference between the first half to the second half. I mean, this team looked dead in the water in the first half, if I'm completely honest with you. And the emotion that they came out of that, within the first 6 minutes of this half, I mean, just dominant. And then the entire way through, they've kept their emotion up high. They never kept their heads down. They always looked forward. But both these teams have played fantastic tonight. Your heart goes out to the Vikings. I mean, because right now, I mean, it's a foregone conclusion. There's a minute 24 left, and it's just a foregone conclusion. If you're Wickliffe, I mean, how thrilled are you? I mean, it's unbelievable. You have done such a fantastic job this second half, and you just hope that it carries over to your next opponent next week.
And it's one of those resilient wins that you kind of need. Wickliffe really hasn't been tested yet this year, at least on the scoreboard. They've been tested in how teams have tried to combat that wing tee offense, of course, and they've been resilient to that all year long. They've been able to score over 40 points. They won't get to that tonight, but
didn't need it.
A different level of resiliency, especially at the playoff level. Paul, let's just speak to that. How important can this kind of performance be when you haven't had that test scoreboard-wise and you are able to come out on top in that situation?
If you want to win a championship, this is how it's done. You don't win championships the easy way. You're going to have tough games. And I'm telling you right now, this has probably been Wickliffe's toughest opponent as of yet. I mean, hands down, there's been no doubt. I mean, we've seen Wickliffe run for 300, 400 yards, in a game before. That hasn't happened tonight. I mean, they've gotten some rushing yards this second half, but I'm telling you right now, this has been a fantastic game. I mean, the Vikings, they should hold their heads up high. They played a great game, but Wickliffe, you are moving on to this next round, and man, it's going to be sweet for you.
So Fort Camp will Ballard will keep this one, and he's able to stay in bounds. That clock will start to tick. And we are at 1:10 to go, but it is going to be a third and short, third and medium, probably a 3rd and 4 here. And there's no timeouts for LaBrae. They can't stop this clock, and they will look to they're just going to wait and take this all the way down on the play clock and take this snap with as few seconds possible in that play clock that they can right now. And they actually are looking over at their coach, kind of wondering. Coach Porcello will actually take a timeout. So we'll just take one deep breath here. It looks like there's only going to be a need for one more snap for the Blue Devils. Boy, what a game that we saw. These are the games that we've been kind of having here this year. We've had some really good games on CVC TV, and to have this kind of playoff performance, this kind of playoff element, again, it's the resiliency. And both squads, you have to commend both squads, both coaching staff. The film work that LaBrae put in and the attention to detail that they put in on film work for some of those plays. We saw those delayed draws to Fort Camp when we covered them at Independence. In the first half, LaBrae was all on it. And those halftime adjustments by Coach Porcello and whatever he said resonated with these student athletes. They play for him. They play for this coaching staff. And they are excited. Hugs going all around. But, of course, any of the seniors for LaBrae, they do have 5 over there. They are going to be a force to be reckoned with that junior class of 14 juniors that have been so big for them all year long, aren't they?
Absolutely. And once again, congrats to Wickliffe. They have played fantastic all night.
There's the Wickliffe crowd over here. And we did have some of them tell us that we were sitting in their spots, their superstitions. We know as sports fans what that all means. We are at 10 seconds. Celebrations are going. They don't have to take another snap. Wickliffe will move on in the Division 6 Region 21 playoffs. They will face the winner of Creston Norwayne and Canton Central Catholic next week. And we have hit triple zeros. It is final here in Wickliffe. The Blue Devils 21, the Vikings of LaBrae 16, and Wickliffe able to avenge those 2 losses in 2016 and 2018 to LaBrae and move on in the playoffs. And such a big moment for these fans. You see them all excited, and it is a small community, and they have come out to support this team, whether they're watching on CVC TV, they're here, they're watching on any other stream. And there are even some folks with tears in their eyes, and rightfully so. This was a well-played football game by both sides. Paulus, we'll keep it here just a little bit, and I know the band is going to share a special moment with the team, and we'll carry that here live for you on CVC TV, because you don't get to see these moments too often, and they're special moments for these smaller schools, smaller division schools. Before we do that, though, Paulus, just your thoughts.
Wickliffe, I said it a couple of weeks back when we saw them. I mean, they put up 40-plus points at that point in time. Only 21 tonight, but I'm telling you, by far their toughest opponent was tonight. And this is where champions are made. I'm telling you right now, Wickliffe, you have a championship-type squad. That rushing attack, I mean, between Bala, Forkamp, no doubt, championship-type squad right there.
So let's throw it to the Wickliffe High School Swing Band as the football team will sing the alma mater and the band plays. Such a special moment there, and again, it is the thrills of victory across the field, of course. Germany and the LaBrae Vikings team and the final conversation, post-game conversation of the season. And you feel for those kids. We as athletes know what they're going through to have, especially as seniors, to have it be your last game. Even if you have other sports to play or other activities throughout the year, when it's the last game of the season that you're in, it is one of the toughest moments, and we truly empathize with those kids. We know the ebbs and flows of that. But here in Wickliffe, it is a 21-16 win for the Blue Devils. I know we kind of got cut off a little bit there, Paul, so I'll just kind of give you the final word here as we close out of this tremendous playoff game we saw here tonight.
Once again, Wickliffe, you have a championship squad. You know, congrats to you. But you still have a lot to do. You still got a lot more to prove. That once again, that offensive line, that rushing attack, your defense showed up. There's a lot of really good things about this team, but you got to keep going with it. And if you're the Vikings, it is unfortunate because you played your heart out, especially that first half. I mean, you were up 10-0. To see you go down 21, within the 6 minutes. That's all it was. It was a gap of 6 minutes that really ended up your season at that point in time. But you got to hold your head up high because I'm telling you right now, once again, this Wickliffe staff and players, they're championship level, and there is no reason to feel bad if you are a Vikings player, fan, parent. I mean, congrats to your season. You guys did fantastic. But congrats to Wickliffe, and I mean it's unbelievable.
And I mean, you talked about that 21 points that they scored in 6.5 minutes in the third quarter there to take the 11-point lead. LaBrae is not alone with a lot of teams that have faced that kind of blitz, that kind of outburst of points from Wickliffe this season. They did not bow down. They did not falter to that run. They kept their composure, and that for a young group, for a junior group, this is just going to make them even more battle-tested. And I'm telling you right now, anybody else in Division 6, I wouldn't want to face LaBrae Vikings next season. That is for sure. But it is the Wickliffe Blue Devils and this senior class that gets the win here tonight. And I've avoided saying it a couple times this year. Don't know if we'll get to cover another Wickliffe game. It was a true honor to share this with you here tonight, Paulus. As you know, being from Wickliffe, being an alumni of this school, I take this job very seriously, as you know, and everyone out there knows. I'm here to do a professional broadcast to showcase these great student athletes on both sides. But I would be remiss if I didn't just take a second to just say, as a proud alumni, what all these fans in the stands were feeling. What a moment this is for this squad. They are not done, but that's what this school is all about. That's what these small schools, both LaBrae and Wickliffe, are all about. These resilient moments and building great programs, even if the numbers aren't there for you. And I can't tell you how proud I am of both LaBrae and Wickliffe here tonight for a great game that we got to cover.
And congrats to you, brother. I mean, I know you bleed Wickliffe. I mean,
I try not to have it come through the mic, that's for sure.
Of course. But no, congrats to you and congrats to your squad. Fantastic all the way through. Once again, championship. It's there for you.
And so Wickliffe will move on. LaBrae, unfortunately, their season ends, but a great game between all of them. So as we close out here tonight, your final from Alumni Memorial Stadium here in Wickliffe, Ohio. Wickliffe 21, LaBrae 16 for Nick Paulus. Our production crew, Jim Wagner, Peter Tellep, and our camera operators, Jacob Tellep and Mike Allen. We can't thank you guys enough for all that you guys do to get these broadcasts going. I am Kevin Arnold signing off for tonight. I hope all of you out there tuning in have a wonderful evening. We will see you next time here on CVC TV, presented by the Ohio Center for Oral, Facial, and Implant Surgery. Have a great night, everybody.